So I started with a little kitchen in the house and doing meal plans for people. And then it turned into a restaurant where I really didn't know anything about the kitchen cooking it. I could cook. It's a whole different story when you're in a kitchen for massive amount of people. I did hire a chef at the time for my first restaurant. And so I was working with him, but I showed him how to make the tempeh and seitan. And one day he got really pissed off about something and walked out. And I thought my life was over. It actually felt like your first kind of breakup, that hollow feeling. But it wasn't like a love affair. It was just like, this is my business, my life, and it's over today. And then it was like, no, it's not. And then I just did it. And I could do it. I could, in the kitchen, you have to be able to read tickets and put things together fast. And I could do it. It's like, so that was a lesson too, as I've learned many now going forward, but that one where something seems critical, after that moment, when you go through that eye of the needle, it's never that bad again. And you learn something from it. So I did it without him. And from that day forward, I said, I will be the chef. And this is fine because I know what we need to do now, or I need to do for running all parts of the business. Now, granted, also, I grew up, my first jobs were in restaurants too. So I was always waiting tables and I was always the front end. So I had the house, as they call it, down. I could talk to people. I knew what was going on out there and I knew what needed to be done to run an efficient something out front. Just the kitchen was like new to me, So that's how I kind of ended up as Chef Tanya. But it also was always driven not just to be a chef and to, have accolades as a chef, but to really create things that people would like so they would also say, oh, I could eat this way. Oh, this isn't so bad. And it started working. Then when my first restaurant I opened was called Empty Plates, a little place downtown Palm Springs. And I still find people from that era. It was 1 year open. It was this whole little, it was like my test for life. A lot of things happened, like the chef leaving. And so what I learned, and people started telling me, I felt good after I ate here. And I said, you're supposed to. So we're just so used to feeling not good after we eat because we eat all the stuff that doesn't go and it's heavy and you feel tired and bloated. So you're supposed to feel good after you eat. And it's like, oh yeah. And then I would get people, they were bringing their parents who were aging. And they said, this is the only place my parents can eat. My parent, so as we start to age, our digestive system slows down a little bit too. And we have to be careful of what we eat. And so they would like the parents could eat there now too. And so to me, it was like a doctor's office in a sense. I would see all these people, high cholesterol. Well, just have some soup, some brown rice, take it easy. And they go, the 30 days, I did it, so 30 days, you can drop all this cholesterol. And it was always fun to see. So it always inspired me daily. So my inspiration has been from what more I can leave the world with or change people a little bit, but not by me changing them, by them changing themselves. So I can be the choice. So I realized, what, I'm just going to be that choice. You all can do what you want, but when you decide, or when I can give you this good meal and, you can have a little light go on inside and go, it wasn't that bad. I could eat a plant-based meal. I could be a vegetarian. I could be a vegan, at least one day a week, at least one meal a week. I've seen the changes, like, oh yeah, we're vegan now. My whole family's vegan, so then these stories start coming through the years. That's why it's been helpful to staying on track for these many years. That I've done this, but because now the results start to show too, so the stories just keep unfolding and it's always a great day to walk into the restaurant and hear something.